Hello and welcome to the Board of Education meeting recap, where we'll give you a brief rundown of what happened at the most recent meeting, just in case you missed it. At the meeting on November 16, 2022, the board discussed the 2023-2024 school year calendar, alternative student transportation, and policy revisions, among other things. Before conducting business, the board paid tribute to beloved former executive assistant to the Board of Education, Molly Connolly, who passed away on November 2, 2022. Molly humbly and wholeheartedly served the board for 15 years before retiring in 2019. AACPS sends sincerest condolences to her family. There was no in-person or virtual public comment at the meeting. The board heard reports from the Chesapeake Regional Association of Student Councils and the Citizens Advisory Committee, or CAC. As part of the superintendent's update, Dr. Bedell highlighted the achievements of various high school athletic teams that have won or are vying for state championships. Dr. Bedell also mentioned that the recent Meade Community Day was a huge success with about 1,200 attendees, showing that the schools, students, staff, partners, and community members are indeed Meade strong. In a transportation update, Dr. Bedell informed the board that there are currently 67 bus driver vacancies with 49 potential drivers in training. A contract for approval for the emergency acquisition of vans to support student transportation will be discussed later on the meeting agenda. For first review, the board discussed recommendations from the Calendar Committee regarding the 2023-2024 school year calendar. The committee is recommending a pre-Labor Day start, where the first day of classes would be Monday, August 28, 2023, and the last day of classes would be Thursday, June 13, 2024. The proposed calendar can be reviewed and public comment can be submitted at www.aacps.org/2324calendar. Next, the board unanimously approved the emergency procurement contract for vans. The 24 vans procured to begin service in December to transport students to non-public settings. This will in turn free up buses and CDL drivers to service approximately 2,600 additional Anne Arundel County Public School students on general and magnet routes who have been impacted by out-of-service bus routes thus far. Details on specific routes impacted are still being finalized, but the buses can be used to provide routes that currently have partial service with full service, or to full or partial service to routes currently without any service. 21 of the vans will be put into service on December 5, 2022, with the remaining 3 following a week later. The plan calls for buses to be able to address some general and magnet routes in the Annapolis, Broadneck, North County, and Old Mill clusters, and to potentially remedy all out-of-service general and magnet routes in the Meade cluster. Single routes in other clusters also may be positively impacted. This is the second adjustment to transportation services this semester. In October, 37 school bus routes across the county that had been consistently out of service began offering partial service to students as part of a realignment of routing that allowed buses to add either morning or afternoon routes to their schedules. Families will be notified of impacted routes the week of November 28, 2022. The van contracts expire at the end of the school year. AACPS is also in the process of preparing a request for bids for 40 vans to service students in the 2023-2024 school year and has plans for additional bidding requests to add approximately 25 to 30 vans over the next 5 years. The school system is also examining the possibility of utilizing used vans to make additional adjustments to provide more service to more students. For policy revisions, the board moved forward with a third reading approval for revisions to Code AC Non-Discrimination, which was modified to align with state law requirements. In addition, the board conducted its first reading on a new policy, GAJ, Whistleblower Protections, that, as required by state law, provide an administrative complaint procedure for AACPS employees who believe they are the subject of a personnel action in violation of state law. The policy will be posted online for 30-day public comment period and will return to the board for second reading tentatively on January 4, 2023. The next board meeting will be held at 12 noon on Wednesday, December 7, 2022. Thank you for watching the Board of Education meeting recap. See you next time.